Data loader is a standalone application, and that is the reason why you require the security token. I think this is something which we were discussing on the previous session, in the previous session also, that if you are logging into a standalone application, you need additional security password. So you know, just know your password is not enough. You need one more password, which is going to be the security token. Now, no, I am still on the notepad. Okay. So that's the reason why we have to get the security token, right? Now, when you try to log in into data loader, first thing, once your data loader is installed, it will be available in your this app program menu, where you actually access your programs on Windows or Macintosh. Now, data loader. Okay. So this is how it should be. It should get installed, and this is how you should be able to access it, right? When you open data loader, it will ask you to put the login ID and password. You will be asked to enter your login ID password in the data loader. Okay. So your login is going to be the same login that you use for dev.org. Password will be same password plus security token. So if you just put your password, the normal password, it will say incorrect password, because it wants you to combine the password plus security token. So if your password is ABC and your security token is XYZ, both the things should be combined. And security token is something that you are not generating. If you have clicked on it, I mean, you do not define what exactly security token is going to be. It's a random alphanumeric digit which is sent to you through an email, right? So we just have to copy that and put it, paste it right after the password, right? And you should be logged in into the data loader. Then it's just a matter of what you want to do on the data loader, right? So I'm hoping you guys are ready with the files. Now, while I'm talking about bulk data operations, once you are logged in into the data loader, let's understand what all bulk data operations can we do. We can do import, okay, which is equal to creating multiple records. All right, so import is like creating bulk records. So for import, what you need a CSV file with details of all the records which need to be created. Okay, so for import, what you need, once you're logged into the data loader, you need to have the CSV file with the details of all the records which you need to create in the system, right? And make sure that it is in the CSV format. The file Excel, Salesforce recognizes only CSV file format. So anytime you have to do an import, you have to um, have the CSV file ready for it. All right. You can do export. For export, you don't need anything. Export is taking the data out of Salesforce. So if you already have something in Salesforce, you just want to take it out in your local system, then you do export, right? So for export, you just should know what data you want to export and where in your system you want to save it, right? So you have to just understand which data to export and where to store the data in your computer. That's it. I mean, apart from this, you actually do not have to worry about any other thing. Yeah, insert equals import. That's correct. Then there is update. Update is when I am trying to update a few records which are already there in the system. Here I am not creating anything new. I have a few records in the system and I want to update those records, right? For update, what you need the IDs of the records. ID, okay. Just a quick thing. Every record in Salesforce has an ID. every record in Salesforce has an ID. If you look in at any particular record, just you go to accounts or anything, go to any record. When you open the record, you will see in the URL there is an ID for that record. Do you see this? After this salesforce.com/ there is this ID, right? So every record has an ID and this is a unique ID, right? So there is a ID field for every table. Campaigns has an ID field, which you definitely don't get to see it here. But whenever you open a record, you will see the ID of that record here. All right. So every record has an ID and it has a unique ID, and we have to have these IDs of the records that need to be updated. If I'm trying to update, because ID is the identifier for the record. If out of 10,000 records which I have in the system, I plan to update 10 records or 20 records, I need to have an identifier for those records so that the system can identify those records and then update those records. So you need to have the IDs. In the CSV file, along with info that needs to be updated. So for update also, if you are planning to do a bulk update, you need a CSV file, but in that CSV file you have to make sure that you have the IDs along with the information that you want to update. So let's say you are trying to update the websites. So you should have the updated websites along corresponding to the IDs of the record, so that the Salesforce or the data loader can go and check the check for the ID in the record list and then update the record accordingly. Correct. Okay, so that's about the update thing. Then there is something called upsert. Upsert is a combination of insert plus update. This is where you can actually define. This is a command which you can use if you're not sure that the records that you're gonna insert or update, they are already in the system or not, right? So let's say you keep on entering data into your system every week. Now today again you have got some records. Now you are trying to do enter them into the system. Now you're not very sure whether the records already exist in the database or not. In that case, you should do an upsert. So what will happen? The ones which are new will get inserted. The ones which are already existing will get updated. Right? So that's upsert. And then the most simple thing, delete. You can definitely delete multiple records. For deleting multiple records, what do you need? You need a CSV file with IDs of the records to be deleted. That's what you need. So these are the basic things which we are going to do with our data loader. Got it? Just go and log in into your data loader. I would want one of you to share your login password with me along with the security token. I'll be performing that data operation and everything on your account. So anyone who can share it with me can put send me a private message with the login password and security token, and the rest others can do it on their own system. If you don't want to do right now, you can do it later on also. Yeah, so anyone who is going to share the login ID password along with the security token, quick, because I don't want to go and generate a security token right now for some other account. So anyone who wants to share quickly, please let me know. Okay, Revant, great. So I think Revant is already sharing it. All right. So see, whatever options I talked about, you see all those options here: delete, export, upsert, update, right? So that's basically what we can do. Insert or import is the same thing. So you just click on insert if you want to insert the data, right? Okay, let me just quickly check if I have some CSV file ready. Right. So I have a dummy file. You should have created something similar to this, right? See, now in this file, I have the company's websites, phone numbers, fax numbers. I have uh, first name, last name also. Okay. So I have this thing. I have these things available in this file. Alright. So if I am trying to insert this into account, first name and last name are not part of account. In the account, company information will go, right? So if you are given the company information along with the contact information, then what you have to do, first of all, you have to create the companies, and then you will have to create the contacts. Correct? Because first insert will happen in the account table. So it's going to be like you have an Excel sheet here. You have account plus contact information on this Excel sheet. All right, in the same Excel spreadsheet or on the same CSV file. But in Salesforce, these are stored as two different tables, as accounts and as contacts, right? So first thing that you have to do is you have to insert the parent. Account is the parent here. So first of all, create the accounts, then perform another import or insert and create the contacts. That's how it's going to be. Got it? Okay. So this is already a CSV file. So let me start inserting this file. Let's go to insert. Put your username, password, and the security token. Okay. So this is my password and this is my security token. So just put the security token right after the password. No space, nothing. And then say login. If you have put correct password and security token, it will log in successfully. So your login completed successfully. Now click on next. Alright, so what am I trying to insert? Accounts. So you have to select which object you want to put the data in. Account is where I want to put the data. Fine. Browse the CSV file which you want to import. This is my file. Alright, go to next. Once you have selected the object in which you want to put the data and the CSV file, all that you have to do is you have to map the fields. Mapping the fields means uh, the headers in the columns that you have created in Excel might be different from the column names in Salesforce. Correct. So all that you have to do is you just have to go and map the fields. That company name here means account name there. Like web address here means website there. So you have to just do the correct mapping. So go back to your data loader. Your operation will contain 4 records. It's okay. All right. So this is where we are going to do the mapping. Okay. If you are trying to do it along with me, please don't do it right now. You can do it after the session. Fine. I just want you to look into the process. It's very, very simple process. So you can do it later on also. Right. Now you have two options here for mapping. One, if you have an existing map, you can use that, or you can create a map. Right. Existing map means if I get the same kind of a file every time, I can save that mapping. Okay, but I do not have that saved mapping. So what I'm going to do, I am just going to create a map. All right. Okay. Now at the top you see all the Salesforce columns. At the bottom you see your CSV file columns, column or header names. Now this is what needs to be mapped. Account name. So account name needs to be mapped with company. You can try doing an auto match also. So wherever possible, it will automatically match it. Okay, I have intentionally kept the field's name such that it does not map automatically. But if this was phone or if it was fax only, it would have automatically matched it. So you can try doing auto match also. Okay, so I need to map the fax. Here comes the fax. You need to map the phone number. Here is the phone number, website. So you just have to click on anything and just have to press the first letter. If you are searching for website, just press W. It will take you to the W thing. That's it. So only these fields I want to import because other fields are not related to the company information. So I can skip those. All right. Then click on OK. The mapping is done. Go to next. Okay. At this step, it's going to ask you about a directory where you want to save the log files. What is a log file? Log file is basically the success and error log files where it will store which records were successfully inserted and which were not inserted. So let's say if you were trying to insert 100 records and out of 100, 5 records could not be inserted because they had errors. It can be any error, maybe the information put in a certain field is not correct. Instead of number you have inserted a character. In the email ID field, the email is not there. There is some other value in the email field. So the reason can be anything. So in case 5 records are not inserted, then after this operation, Salesforce is going to create 2 log files One is going to be the success log, one is going to be the error log. The 95 records which got inserted correctly will get saved in the success log. The 5 records which were not inserted correctly will be saved in the error log. Right? So select the directory where you want to save the success and error log files. Yeah, wherever you want to save it. So I've already stored it. Finish. You have chosen to insert new records. Do you want to proceed? Yes. It will take some time and it will give you the message what exactly it did. The operation has fully completed. There were 4 successful inserts and 0 errors. So all the 4 records got inserted successfully. There were no errors. You can see the success records. Okay. Now, if you look into this, what you will notice is that we entered company name. While I look into the success file, I see one more field ID. Right? So the moment record gets created in Salesforce, it generates an ID for that record. So Salesforce automatically generates an ID for that record. Right? And this is the ID that you get. Fine. So this is the unique ID for this record IBM. This is a unique ID for the record Dell. This is a unique ID for the record Deloitte. This is unique ID for Accenture. Correct. So every record which gets created, there will be an ID which gets generated for that record. Right. Now, let's say I have these 4 records. Okay. I just want to go and update the phone number of these 4 records. All right. So now let's look into insert. We have seen it's pretty simple. How do I do an update? So for update, what do we need? I told you I need IDs of the records. All right. So how will you get the IDs of these records? It's already there in the success log file that I have. I'll get the IDs from there. Okay. And I will need a CSV file which has the info that needs to be updated. So updated phone numbers I need, and I need the IDs of the records. So you can just go and open the success file wherever you saved it. See, this is where my success file has got stored. Not this one. Yeah. Error file is here. Where is the success file? Yeah, this 7th December. This is the one. Okay, if you have too many success and error files stored in the same folder, you can just look into the date and get an idea. So the previous one was on 9th of October. This is on 7th December. So this is the correct one. Open it. Okay, so this gives me the ID. Now if I have to update the phone number, I don't need all these fields. I just need the IDs of the records and the updated phone number. Correct. Okay, that's it. This is the phone number that I want to update to. So you just need to be ready with your file with the IDs and the updated information. Click on save as. Just put whatever name you want. Make sure you're always saving it in CSV format, comma delimited. Right. So the file is ready. I can go and update the records again using the same data loader. Same process, just go to update. What do you want to update? I want to update accounts. Browse the file. open, click on next. Create or edit a map. No, what file did I choose? I think I did not choose the correct file. Why am I choosing this one? I should be choosing the update file, right? Yeah, this is the file, update file 7 December. Click on OK. Create or edit map. So now there are just two fields to be mapped. Map the ID with the ID and phone. Okay. So it will search for the ID and update the phone number. That's it. Click on OK. Go to next. Finish. The same concept of error and success files. You have to define the directory. Do you want to proceed? Yes. 4 successful updates. So all 4 records were updated successfully with the correct phone numbers. Whatever phone number you have updated. Okay. Item got updated. Alright, pretty simple. Just that in case of insert, you don't need an ID field. In case of an update, you always need an ID field. Right? If you do not define the ID, then you cannot update the records. That's it. In case of an insert, we don't need that. Got it? Alright. Now, come back to the previous thing. Just give me one quick second. Let me connect it to the charger. One quick second. Right. So yeah, coming back to the point that we were discussing earlier. In this table, I have the information of accounts as well as the contacts, right? If you go to Salesforce, you will see that a contact is associated with an account. A contact is created as a child of an account. So ideally, if you go to contact, try to create one, you will see that it's associated with an account, right? So before, in case there is an account and contact, both need to be created. So before a contact is created, you have to make sure you have created the account. Got it? And the reference to this particular field should be given through an ID. All right. So now if I have to create these contacts under these accounts, if I want to create this contact called Ravi Sharma under IBM, then what I have to do? I have to go ahead and get the ID of this record, correct? Because while I try to import or insert the contacts, it's going to ask me reference for the account. I cannot give reference of the account with the name. Why? Because name is not the identifier. There can be two IBMs, so the system will get confused under which IBM should it create this record. Got it? There can be two records with the same name in the account. So what do I need to do? I have to give the reference with the IDs. Correct? So again, where do you get the IDs from? I have these IDs in the success file. Pick it from here. So I have replaced the account names with the IDs. This is a small file. There are just 4 records, so it's easy for me to just copy and paste it. Usually, if it's a big file, or if you're dealing with thousands of records, you will need something like a VLOOKUP to make sure that you are actually retrieving the correct IDs and all. Okay, so now I have the IDs corresponding to the contact name, right? And other information. I don't need a website. Okay, let me have the phone number, fax number as it is. I don't need this field. Let me save it. Contact file. Okay, so we are fine here. The contact insert file is ready. Now all that I have to do is I just have to go back to the data loader and insert the contacts. Again, it's going to be an insert, but this time I'm going to insert the contacts. Browser file, contact insert file. Go to next. We'll create 4 records. Create edit map. Okay. So see, in the contact also there is a field called account ID. So this is basically the parent account of the contact. So you have to map account ID with the field where you have inserted the ID. The rest other columns are pretty simple. First name, last name, phone number. See, for contact we have business phone. I think we have something called mobile also. Yeah, mobile phone. So you have the option, you have the choice which phone you want to put. Fax, business fax. Okay, all the fields have been mapped. Click on next, finish. Yes, for successful inserts, right? So now this Ravi Sharma contact has got created under the account IBM. So if you want to check it in the Salesforce, just go to accounts and check for new records this week. Oh, sorry, this is a different account. I think I'll have to log into Revant's account. You have to give me the verification code, Revant. Okay. So under accounts, if you see new accounts this week, so these four accounts have got created. Now under IBM, if you see that contact must have got created. You go and check it under IBM. See, yeah, this contact got created under IBM. Right. So this is how it is. So first of all, you'll have to make sure that you create the accounts in case you have this kind of a situation. First of all, create the accounts and then take the IDs of that account, and while creating the contact, use those IDs so that the contacts are created under the respective accounts. Got it? Okay. So that's what we are going to do today. So we have done insert, we have done the updates, and we have also done if you have two different objects to insert the data in, how do you actually work with that part. Okay, we will talk about export and delete in tomorrow's session. In the meanwhile, please tell me if you have any questions or any doubts with whatever we have discussed today.